What's up, guys? Jyles here from Jyles FBA Podcast. I'm here with Michael and Tyler. Tyler has been a part of Jyles FBA for months now, and basically we're just kind of deep dive into his Amazon business, and if he has any other side hustles, I'm sure we'll hit on those as well. So yeah, first off, Tyler, how did you get into Amazon? How did you get into reselling as a whole? Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah, so originally I actually started reselling sneakers. I've been into sneakers for quite a while. College is more so just personal pairs. Towards the beginning of this year is when I really started to try and dive into selling some of those pairs, buying and flipping. Because a lot of people know the sneaker market is the greatest right now. It seems to be kind of on a decline at times. So that kind of led me to look at different avenues that I can try and turn some money, and stumbled across Amazon, luckily, through one of my sneaker discords.
Nice. So sneaker wise, how long were you in like the sneaker game, I guess? Was it just a few months, a few years? Obviously during COVID, everything was like crazy price wise with sneakers, with cards, with we talked about it on the last podcast, weights, pulls, all that stuff. Did you ever get into like weights and pulls, or did you just stick to sneakers? Did you get into sneaker botting? Can you kind of like elaborate on your sneaker run, I guess?
Yeah, for sure. It would have been about right at the beginning of January, I think, is when I really started, diving in, putting some money into it, and seeing if I could make anything out of it. In the beginning, it's just a lot of manual, trying to hit drops or trying to find deals on eBay or Mercury or however you say that, and then flipping them that way. So beginning of the year, there's a few pairs that I could kind of stick to that were go-tos for local flips. And then when those kind of died out, it was, I need to find something else that's going to work. So through one of my quick groups, they started diving into a little bit of like the bodying scene, kind of giving an overhead on how it all worked. So I took interest in that, and I did like a trial run for about a month on that. It was all right, but you need a lot more capital than what I was willing to put into a bot in order to really be successful with it. I'm a little careful with my money at times, but that's also kind of what holds me back from a lot of success at that.
Makes sense. So what bot did you get? Just curious. I never really got too deep into botting, but I do know of some sneaker bots.
Yeah, it was Mech AIO.
Okay, yeah, Mac. I know of it. So
pretty easy to set up, and I think I just had a couple hours of someone showing me how to use it and ground running with it.
So during that month, did you see too much success with it? Did you profit throughout that month or not?
I profited a little. Like I said, I think my biggest holdback was willing to open up the capital for it and let it really do its thing, hit Shopify sites and everything else.
And how long ago was this?
That would have been probably like May or June.
Okay, so not that long ago. You're quite new to the space then, right?
Yeah, for sure. I would say this year is like really when I started getting into reselling.
Okay.
I had an interest in trying to find ways to, anything that makes money I'm interested in, basically. It's like,
right.
I'd like to learn that. And, but yeah, it's, I got to be interested in it and to actually spend time on it.
Did you have any other like side hustles that you dove deep into that were successful or maybe not, that you would recommend or not recommend to people?
I can't say I had like any like go-to side hustle to be honest.
Okay.
It's just always been maybe a little bit of reselling here or there, flipping some stuff here or there, but come on.
So with sneakers, is it like, well, I know obviously we're on a downtrend. I never really got into shoes, but I've seen it all over these, what used to be $400 pair of shoes are down to retail. You talked about opening up capital. Was that all basically for like volume with lower margins, or or shoes just that expensive in general, off the bat?
It was mostly just for volume, lower margins, higher volume. I try. Everybody's gonna try and hit the big drops, which 9 times out of 10 with my luck, that's not gonna happen. But yeah, those smaller drops or like the lower margin releases are kind of the ones where you can really make some money as long as you have the capital to expand and go deep on.
Right. Yeah, I mean, personally, starting with like no capital, through Amazon, I've never even ventured there, but I know, spend 100 grand, make 10 doesn't sound nearly as nice as like a consistent 25-30% ROI or 50 to 100 quick flip or vinyl flip or whatever else. But yeah, definitely can be nice with a bot and 200 grand to throw into it.
Yeah, for sure. That's just not one route I was willing to go. Especially on Zeus, like you said, like there's no guarantee in that. You might think a drop's gonna hit. When it drops, they end up releasing 200,000 flops. So
Right. Yeah. I mean, I see it on Twitter all the time. People will buy like some dunk lows or something and buy 1,000 pairs and hold them in hopes they go up $20, $25 in a year, then they'll dump all their pairs or something like that. And it's just insane to me that they're willing to put that much money into a shoe that has no real data to back it up, I guess. I'm sure you can kind of, what am I trying to say here? With Amazon, at least you have Keepa, SellerAmp to back up the data that you're buying products with. Can you kind of venture down that path of, you are a pretty new seller. How easy was it for you to adapt from, let's say, the sneaker game into Amazon, or was it kind of a difficult transition?
actually, it was for me. I feel like it's pretty easy. I'm 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 pretty capable of like picking up new things quickly. So with a couple, I think maybe just a couple webinars is what it really took for me to understand how the Amazon game worked and how it kind of operated. Amazon's been something that's been on my radar for like past year, honestly. I think my wife first came to me and she's, hey, people are doing this on Amazon. I seen it on TikTok. I think that was more like private label stuff. They have a private label. They throw up a video that goes viral and it sells. Man, if I just figure that out, be all in. So when word was going around that we might be getting some instructions or some webinars on Amazon, I was all in. I was ready to hear what was said and figure it out.
For sure. Oh, also, what I want to hit on real quick too. Is this just a side hustle, or are you doing this full time?
Nope, this is 100% a side hustle.
Yep. Okay, that's what I assumed. A lot of people ask me all the time, like, "Oh, I work a 9 to 5. Like, can I still do Amazon?" I'm like, "Yeah, you can still do Amazon. I mean, you can put in 10 minutes a day or 10 hours a day. I mean, it just kind of depends how hard you really want to go." So this is nice to have someone on that has a 9 to 5, I'm assuming, or maybe you own your own business outside of Amazon. But then also does Amazon as a side hustle to make an extra 1,000 to, let's say, 5,000 a month or whatever it may be to fund, I don't know, family vacations or just toys, kids, whatever you're really putting this capital into. But yeah, I don't know.
And yeah, I have a 9 to 5. Originally when I first started, I was like, I'll spend an hour a day here or there and, maybe try some sourcing, figure out what products are going to be good to stick with. But when it comes to stuff like this, I truly enjoy it. So I kind of get addicted to it and I spend more time than I originally planned. So, it's at night, usually when my wife goes to bed, I'll jump on my computer. It's like, okay, I'm going to spend an hour sourcing. I'll, be going through, maybe hit a couple products, but then I look and it's like 2 hours later and I'm still sitting there just trying to find more.
When I get bored at night, I hop on reverse source, and before I know it, I look at the clock and it's 3 a.m. and I'm like, yeah, like I shouldn't be doing that, right? Goes by quick.
Also, So is that your main way of finding products, is reverse sourcing through Seller Amp, I assume?
Yep, that's 90% of my time is that. Couple websites that usually have some good sales that I'll try and manually source through, but it's not near as enjoyable. It's a lot more work,
Yeah,
but you do find, I mean, you can find some pretty good stuff from it.
exactly. Yeah, I know today, especially since it's Amazon Prime Day, a lot of other retailers are trying to compete, I guess. So they're hosting a ton of sales. I know I manual sourced Finish Line, their 50% off like code for, I don't know, 3 hours today, and I probably came across 30 profitable Nike products, and there's legit like 5,000 products like good to go with that 50% off, and I hit only 7 out of like the 50 pages or whatever it was. Just crazy. But yeah, something I hit on there with manual sourcing. Obviously, when you're manual sourcing, and then of course some other sellers could potentially be manual sourcing those sales as well. But with reverse sourcing, it's a lot easier to find, I guess, or more people to find those products. And if you were to manual source a limited time sale, so like for example, say you manual source a shoe for $50 and the sale ends tomorrow, and then it jumps back up to 100, then a lot less sellers will be able to hop on that product at $50. So that is definitely a perk of manual sourcing. I personally like to manual source just because it's so rewarding when you find those 80% ROI, 100% ROI items. When you're adding in those discounts, Rakuten, Top Cash, whatever, I guess, rewards you're using there as well. So I definitely find manual sourcing super fun, as well as reverse sourcing. That's also rewarding as well when you search through storefronts and find good products there as well.
That's for sure.
I definitely agree.
Yeah, manual is something else at times. You can find some crazy profits.
Right.
I know I went
Definitely try and spend some time.
I went through 2 or 3 pages of the Walmart clearance sale the other day and found two to 3 grand to spend in like 30 minutes. So I was extremely happy with that. I called it a day there, and then that was like, now I have my spend goal for 2 days. Meanwhile, reverse sourcing it, like, yeah, everyone else is also finding these products. I think a lot of like, as I'm growing as a seller, manual sourcing is becoming a lot more fun for no reason, but simply just that the lesser of competition, like you said, Jyles, it's just really been like running at me, compared to reverse sourcing where everyone's finding the same thing, kind of sourcing the same sellers or whatever.
Right. Let's jump into like Q4 a little bit. So this is your first Q4, which is exciting. What are you expecting coming up this month, November and December?
Honestly, I don't even really know what to expect. I know Discord talks about Q4 being awesome, and I'm already seeing parts of that. This just in the first 10 days of this month. I'm
Right.
already halfway to my last month's numbers.
Nice.
But yeah, as far as like pairing for it, I couldn't even tell you. I'm trying to kind of get a good mix of, some diverse products. Amazon check-ins are getting even longer now, so I'm trying to find some more FBA moves, and
Right.
had some success around that. So
Do you have any system set up for FBM, or it's just you grinding out of your like office, I guess?
just right behind me.
Nice. Nice. That's the way to do it. I walked into Michael's room a few weeks ago, and there's just products and boxes everywhere.
Hey,
I'm like, thank God I don't have VM.
it's been organized, but now, set up new prep center, $2 flat rate FBM. I won't be seeing a thing.
Did you check that out, Tyler?
I haven't yet. So that's been one of my goals since starting, basically. It's like, hopefully, beginning of next year, I want to start to see less product instead of off to. It's really nice. A point where I was kind of putting up the volume.
Gives you hours plus to source a day. Like, I think I got a prep center in March, and I had only done 15K, I think, in March in sales, and man, it was amazing because I didn't see a thing. I'm paying no taxes, just all around way to go, especially Q4 with like FBM product. I am not going to UPS and dropping off 40 packages a day. Like, that's just, I don't have that in me. I hate going in store and I hate running the UPS, even though I still have to. So Prep Center was like a must have for me personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, Tyler. I'll go ahead.
I was gonna say it's just one of those things, you know, where you got to get the numbers to line up, so it kind of
Right.
becomes worth it. And I'm basically almost there, so
Yeah.
here's say.
I would definitely recommend a prep center to people starting out, I guess. Even if you're kind of, okay, on this product, I'm going to ship it to myself and prep it myself. On this product, I have more profit margin, so I'm going to send it off to a prep center and save time there. Even if you're, like Michael still does it, sometimes he'll send product to himself that makes sense. And then other times he's just shoving it off to the prep center because he bought 500 units of something and he doesn't want to spend 8 hours prepping.
Right. If it's something small, low cost, like I'll send it to myself at a 6% tax rate. Or, you know, if I'm going to be eating more than $1.40 or $1.50 in tax, then I'll send it to my prep center just because I'm literally still saving money by having them do the work.
This conversation came up just last night with my wife. I kind of went a little bit deep on a product that we have to bundle. Sitting there bundling 2 hours.
Yeah.
I would definitely be shipping this to.
Yeah. So that prep center we just partnered with, which is in the Discord, it's $140 flat, like blanket cost, meaning say you have 6 units into one bundle, it's still $1.40. They don't charge like an additional 25 cents a unit or whatever some other prep facilities charge. So it's a super good prep center in terms of price. I haven't used it yet. I just got set up today. I know Michael's been using it, so maybe we can talk more on that. But pricing wise, it's super good. I've been doing this for coming up on 2 years, and the pricing is definitely really competitive. Along with, or where's I going with this?
They do freight as well.
Oh yeah. And they have like a bunch of small things. Like say, I accidentally order like the wrong product and I already sent it to the prep center or it got shipped. They'll do free returns right back to the store, so you don't have to pay like $1.40 per unit as if they were to prep them. Just tons of small things that can sometimes add up with other prep centers that they kind of cut the cost out of. And yeah, I mean, we talked about the FBM $2 flat rate. I'm going to be abusing that, especially early December, late November. So I can buy 100 toys from Target and sell them the same day on Amazon, and then it'll handle everything, which is awesome. So
right, I know. I just bought some oversized units to send to them as my first FBM batch. That stuff like Amazon just went out of stock, but profit looked great. $2 is nothing compared to that. It's like a $40 buy cost, sells for $80, so $2 is not going to eat into the profit margin that much at all. And just simple stuff like that I know I wouldn't want to be sending out, you know, they're probably like 20 inches each. I don't have room for that here. I, again, don't want to UPS, especially with 8 of those a day. And it's just so much less work and time constraint to send it to them.
The FBM, that's new to that prep center. I don't think it always, or maybe is it the new prep center?
Yeah, it's the new prep center we said. Oh yeah, also what I was gonna mention is their East Coast, and Michael can contest to this with check-in times. East Coast compared to West Coast, check-in times are apparently way better for FBA.
Yeah.
So instead of, let's say, sending my product and it takes 3 weeks to check in, it might only take 1.5 weeks to check in. So that's better cash flow in that sense.
When was Target Circle Week? Was that just last week?
I believe so, yeah.
Technically week before last because it's Monday, but yeah, 8 days ago. I bought up a few grand worth of inventory and I've already sold 6, 7, 8 units. All the others are already checked in, ready to sell. So
Nice.
it's a little like 2-3 day shipping from Target, 2 or 3 days straight to the warehouse, and then they're available. Same thing also for Q4, like oversized inventory. checks in so much faster. I had 30 units go out from the prep center, and after 2 days shipping, checking in, they were available on that third day, all 30 at the same time. So that's definitely something to keep in mind for like what you can abuse in Q4. Just look for, if you need to be picky on what you're buying per se, then stick to oversized stuff. That cash flow is so nice.
I'll have to definitely check that out.
Yeah, I highly recommend the prep center. Partially because I don't like the package stuff. I'd rather spend my time on the computer, like sourcing, buying, all that fun stuff. But yeah, you just have to make it make sense for you. If it's easier for you to prep stuff and go through that process and save the $1.40 a unit, then yeah, go for it. But there'll definitely be a point if you want to continue to scale where a prep center will be needed. And yeah, I mean, you just have to be a little pickier with your leads. If you're buying 25% and then you add another $1.40, that might drop it from, let's say, 25 to 15, 18, 20%, whatever it may be. So you might have to skip on those leads. But yeah, love prep centers. Okay, next up, wholesale. We just added the wholesale section a little over a month ago. Have you dove into any of that yet?
I have been following along with it, but I have not become a part of it yet. And that is another plan of mine to kind of get started on that.
Right. So, we had
ran through my order for certain wholesale lead we had, and I've sold 13 units in 16 minutes. In the past 16 minutes, actually. So
that is awesome.
Just a little teaser, yeah.
And what's the profit like on that?
I mean, 30% on a $55 unit. So
okay,
$16-17 a piece.
Nice, huge. We had a Rod join. I don't know if you ever see him in chat, Tyler. But he was talking about how this Q4 he's gonna slow down the wholesale and basically just abuse like OA, RA because of all those cashback opportunities. Obviously with wholesale it's ACH wire, so you can't really get cash back on those purchases. But then like just yesterday I spent $3,000 on Nike and Finish Line, I believe it was, and I made $450 in cash back through Top Cash and Rakuten on $3,000 spent, which is insane. 12% and 10% on some other orders.
Even Stanley's 15 right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just hard to, especially during, we talked about Q4 a little bit, but last year during Q4, I've said that a million times, Nike went up to 20 or 25% cash back, and you just can't lose on those items. So I'm definitely taking the approach of, I'm going to hold off on some wholesale for the most part and kind of just use my capital towards OA inventory until, let's say, January hits, and then I'm definitely going to go deep on a lot of wholesale products, 500 and 1,000 units of multiple SKUs, and then just kind of let that ride wholesale wave. But yeah, it's just hard to put a ton of capital, let's say 85, 90, 95% of capital into wholesale whenever you're sending all your liquid cash via wire, ACH, instead of leveraging credit cards, Rakuten, Top Cash, all that fun stuff, gift cards even. Yeah,
I agree. I think
that's part of like what's holding me back is the ACH capital.
Right. I have like no liquid as well, so it's definitely not the, like, I know we use Melio to process credit card as ACH wire. Pay a 2.9% fee, get 1.5% cash back. So in the grand scheme of things, it's not terrible. But yeah, it's a lot of capital to kind of dump on one specific product, especially in Q4. We just know there's going to be so many Black Friday deals. I mean, Target Circle Week, for example, everything is just going to be thrown on credit cards for the next 2.5 months.
All right. I mean, just today and tomorrow, we've seen 15 retailers go 60% off, 50% off code, just insane deals on name brand items. Obviously, like even Lego, Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, all these name brands are are like these deals are insane, and I kind of forgot how good they were. Honestly, I've been at Q4, but I forgot how good the deals were because we've been sourcing for the past 6-8 months. Obviously we've find some good stuff, but it's nothing compared to now.
It was slow, like June, May through August, honestly. Like, just reverse sourcing, it was so hard to find
Yeah.
anything personally. That's why I tried to like transition more manual sourcing.
Yeah.
But now, yeah, the first 10 days of October, and I've seen my best 10 days ever in sales, and been able to spend a lot of money within 10 days. It's completely unreal, especially this being my like first real Q4. Last Q4, I was just getting into it. November was the first full month, and I did like 4K in sales by the end of the year. So I knew nothing, and now it's like it's really reality, and it's like, wow, can't wait for the next one already.
It is crazy how fast you can spend money in the game. Like how easy it is too. Like it's very talking about with sneakers, you know, you don't have data to kind of like back up your purchase. So the seller amp and people, it kind of makes that risk a lot lower.
Correct.
There, that's okay. I'm in.
Which we're not saying stuff can't break because we've all bought products that bricked. But yeah, it definitely just backs up your buys way more. What else, Mike?
I'm just thinking with OA, it's like you got that blanket too. You can return products. Well, with wholesale, it's a little
That's a
riskier,
good point.
and you can't really throw all your eggs in one basket there.
Yeah.
You don't really have that backup plan of, you know, if it does break, then what am I going to do with it? Or if the brand adds transparency labels or restricts you. So many different factors going into this for OA is just kind of that very low risk, high reward option, especially in Q4.
Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot to mention that. I mean, we even talked, to Taylor yesterday about how you're like, oh, I want to go really deep on this wholesale product.
Right.
Like, yeah, but
But what if?
Yeah, what if you dump 50K into this product or all your capital, 50, 75K, whatever you have, and then next thing you know, the listing gets deactivated or you get gated again and you can't get ungated, and then you're going to be on Twitter trying to hit up Amazon sellers, hey, can someone take my 10,000 units for cost? And then it's just
that is the decent part of wholesale pricing, is that it is very hard to lose on some of these price points. Even, you know, selling to another seller could still upcharge them and make money, and they could still make 25-30% ROI.
Yeah.
And be very happy with it. But yeah, it's still not the same.
Yeah, that return policy game that's definitely nice. I think a lot of things that I shop for are like, you know, if I find a lead, that's my very next search. So, you know, what's this website's return?
Right.
That kind of,
yeah,
how deep I'll go.
Exactly. It's that determines, okay, do I buy 10 units or 100 units?
Were you the one that mentioned the target policy, Tyler?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so. Yeah, that was news to me because I know Walmart showed me 90-day returns on something. I got like one unfulfillable unit back, and I was going to return it. And then when I actually got the unit and went to return it, it disappeared. So yeah, it was a high ticket item. It was $300. I was like, well, oh well. So, Target, yeah, definitely has a nice return policy there, especially with Red Card, free shipping on orders under $35. I mean, 5% off. Works for ungating. Definitely just one of the best retailers right now.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
How do you liquidate your returns, Tyler?
You know, I don't know if I've had really too much of a chance to. I've had a few.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, I've been somewhat lucky, I think, in the whole scheme of things. But, you know, I've had a few returns either get fully liquidated by Amazon because I didn't have my settings set up right. And I was like, well, that kind of sucks.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, 10% is
after the first batch. But the other ones I just have sent back to me. I look over them, and if I think they're good enough to at least return to a store, I usually go that route. And
Yeah.
or I'll just try and sell them locally, depending on what it is.
Right.
I know I've got a little pile back there of a few returns, like stuff that came in, quote unquote damaged, that I probably just wouldn't sell, like morally or ethically, because I know it just get returned again. But I'll just give those out as gift. Most stuff does come back like fully fine, and then there's the few like health devices or like a couple CPAP devices that came back used. There was no chance for those. I just threw them away. Like, they were used, disgusting. Just not doing a thing with them. So, yeah, there's a lot of routes to go, but definitely stuff like that. For example, I probably will just liquidate. Meanwhile, the Stanleys that are sitting back there, I will give those away as gifts all day. Keep those for Christmas.
I've given a lot of Stanleys away.
Me too.
Not a lot, actually, like probably 4, but still.
I'm probably close to 10 at this point, but that's good. That means I haven't had a ton of returns.
Oh, I still have plenty of Stanleys that are back there. I just haven't given them away yet. Christmas will probably be the time.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's getting Stanleys.
Right. And they're coming back new too. I should honestly just send them back in, but I'm too lazy to. Okay, let's kind of dive into and transition into like Jyles FBA. Can you kind of explain how Jyles FBA has helped you? Whether that's just been like the community and hopping in, let's say, premium chat and asking, oh, how do you do this? How do you do that? Maybe leads, maybe ticket support. I don't know, just anything that you've found useful within the group.
Yeah, I mean, I think I owe all my success to Jyles FBA. In the beginning, I mentioned the other sneaker cook group that I was in, brought in Amazon resellers to kind of teach the way. And that's what kind of led me to Jyles FBA. And from there, it was going in. And I mean, I think I even started premium. No, I think I got a free week of premium. That's all it took for me to say, okay, I'm in. So I basically, since, week 1 of being in Jyles FBA, I've been a premium member. And any questions I have, it's awesome. Go ask like-minded people or people that know this industry way better than I do. Usually there's an answer for you. It's just kind of crazy to see the scale of people that make $500 in sales a month, upward of like 100,000. It's insane what kind of is in there.
Right. I mean, we were seeing this morning.
Yeah,
2 guys were kind of going back and forth comparing
their credit card spend. Yeah,
which was kind of funny. Yeah.
Another success post. I'm reading 26K in the past week. Just a picture of this guy's phone. 26K in a week translates to what? A little over 100 grand a month. Then we have the goals of people to hit consistent 10K months. It varies so much on what like success can mean to the individual person. We'd love to see all of it. And I know you are scaling, Tyler, like faster than most people. You definitely, I think you've probably seen like the most personal success. I know that probably isn't translated into sales and or profit like compared to some people, but I think you've had the most success growing your business and really learning the ins and outs than anyone else in here recently.
I 100% agree. Michael obviously is in the group just as much as I am, whether that be posting leads or just in general chat, helping people out. And I've definitely seen you take a big role of actually using a lot of the Discord. A lot of people will, let's say, get that free week trial, and then it comes day 5 or day 6, and they don't even look at the Discord, and then they leave. So you actually being active in the Discord helps a lot, and it's definitely, translating to your sales and your success with your business so far. And like I mentioned kind of earlier, I'm very excited for you to dive into Q4 next few months. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
All right.
And I appreciate all your kind words about Jyles FBA too. That's awesome, dude.
Was not paid to say those.
That's funny.
No,
FBM is gonna be your friend.
it's like, surround yourself around like-minded people, successful like-minded people, and you'll follow that same success. So that's why I stay in there. That's why I'm active in there. It's great talking to, new people and learning their ins and outs and what they've found work doesn't.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I tell people all the time, even if you're not joining for the leads, I mean, just joining to be a part of the premium chat. I mean, I can be your best friend just sitting in there a few hours a day, soaking up information from anyone in there that's dropping, oh, okay, yeah, Amazon did this to me, and then I came back with this, or, oh, look at this product I found here, or just even like creating friends. I mean, just me and you, or Michael and you, or whoever, and building those small kind of groups and showing leads within those groups, or just obtaining knowledge from them, which, whatever that knowledge may be. So,
Yeah, for sure. I've had a lot of people just DM me that are, I'm assuming, part of like the free group. They'll ask, like, why are you a premium member? 9 times out of 10, it's like, the leads are great. I don't always buy into them. 90% of the time I might not.
yeah.
But it's the community and the premium chat, just bouncing ideas off of people's heads. You get insight into, certain sales going on to manually source. And
Right.
Giveaways too. I know you just recently won your first giveaway.
my first W all year, I think,
I rigged that one for you.
until today.
It's
I
hilarious.
figured that one was rigged.
It was.
For me.
I felt so bad for you.
I think some algorithm in Discord saw you complaining all the time and said it was tired. It made you win.
Actually,
Yeah, so for people that don't know what we're talking about, we introduce exclusive leads. So collectively, with Jyles FBA, within Jyles FBA Premium, we have around 150-ish premium members. So people are saying, oh, some of the leads can get saturated at times. So we started like a weekly raffle, and 10 premium members will win every week, and then they'll get put in their own separate category. And then Michael there will find a lead a day, so they'll get 7 leads, and then the cycle just repeats. So Tyler finally won after like 6 or 7 weeks, so he's pumped.
I always claim that giveaway bot was broken. Finally got it fixed.
I'll really go another year without winning again, but hey, I won't call the shots.
That'd be great. All right, well, Michael, you have anything else?
Should be all good.
Sweet. Tyler, you have anything else?
Good here.
Sweet, dude. Tyler, I appreciate you coming on, man. I appreciate you obviously being a part of Jyles FBA. Without you and the other member, we obviously want to be able to do what we do. So I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate all the help and opportunities you guys have given me.
For sure. All right, boys. Well, take care. Talk to you guys soon.
All right. Later.